Hey you guys, what's up? It is Blind Eye coming back at you once again with yet again another story time. I know it's been quite a while since the last one. There's been some, family stuff going on. Family came in town to visit for about a week and saw some other family members, but we are back. And now I am glad I decided to wait for a bit because all these next story times coming up through the rest of September and October are going to be all Halloween or horror based. So I saved these all for this specific time of the year, my favorite time of the year, Halloween. So I was debating on which story to start out with first. So like these first couple of them involve Freddy Krueger, who was my favorite horror movie slasher. Um, we're just gonna start out with this one. So I've always been a fan of Halloween ever since I was little. Ever since I can remember, I always loved Halloween. It's always been my favorite holiday. I always go out trick or treating, dress up. Well, I'm a bit too old for trick or treating now, but I always like to do something for Halloween now. Like now that I'm older, whether it's doing a movie or doing music or something cool. So Freddy Krueger has always been my favorite slasher, like I just said. And how I found out about Freddy was from my cousin. She was just randomly talking about like horror movies one day. And I'm gonna say this all again for the next story time because it's gonna involve Freddy. So in case like someone doesn't watch this one first, they watch the other one first. But anyway, I'm blabbing. So one day my cousin was talking about Freddy Krueger, and she was talking about how he like cuts his fingers off, they grow back, and the scene from Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare. So I was like, "Yo, that sounds crazy. I want to watch it," because I always watched horror movies when I was little because my mom let me. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but as long as you know it's all fake and it's all make believe, then you should be all good. As long as you're not doing the things that people do in the horror movies, then you should be fine. But anyway, so I saw that movie and I loved it, and then I watched all the other ones. And then I find out that they're gonna make a Freddy versus Jason movie. Now I've seen Jason also. I've seen like all the horror icons at this point, but like I said, Freddy's the favorite. And at the end of Jason Goes to Hell, when you see the Freddy glove come out from under the ground and grab Jason's masks and bring it down the hell, and you hear him laughing, I was like, "Yo, that's so cool." And I had this other DVD, I think it was just called Boogeyman or something like that. And you had various clips from Hellraiser, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, Halloween. You had all these clips going, and like even like some really obscure ones, like Simon from The Ugly, never seen it. Camilla from The Guardian, never seen that. But there's like a bunch of crazy clips on there. You got Leprechaun, you got Chucky, you got all these guys in here. And the coolest part was I always loved to listen to commentary tracks, and on this particular DVD, it was Robert Englund just doing his thing, talking about all these clips. And so then he gets to the end of the DVD, and I think the last one was either Jason, and then it led into Halloween, or Halloween, and then Friday the 13th. I don't know, but anyway, it got to the Jason part, Friday the 13th, right? And so yeah, it was Friday the 13th, and then Jason, or no, Friday the 13th, aka Jason Voorhees, and then it went into the last clip of the DVD, which was Halloween, aka Michael Myers. So Robert Englund's on there talking. It gets the Friday the 13th clip, and he's like talking about, ooh, we're gonna be making a Freddy versus Jason movie, and so he's talking about like what's going down and how it's going to be really awesome. And then like I was just like watching that thing constantly, like to the day of the movie coming out, and I was obsessed. Like I went on the website every day to see if they changed anything, if they added anything. Like this was my movie. And so the time is leading up to it. Me and all my friends, we all went to the movie opening night. Of course, we weren't all old enough, so mom had to go in and go with us, which that's cool. You know, as long as you had a parent or guardian with you, you were fine. But like at first, it was just me and mom going there, and then I hear someone call my name, and I'm like, what was that? And so then it turns out all my friends happen to be there. I'm like, of course they would be. Why wouldn't they? So I kind of like ditched mom. I was like, I'm gonna go sit with them. Bye. So we sat front row, right in the front of the theater, and I wore my Freddy sweater. I didn't have like the actual Freddy glove. It was like something that my friends made, and it was like I made it look like Freddy, and like the guy at the box office was like, "Oh, I never got to shake hands with Freddy before," so it was like, yeah, bro, I was loving it. I was like full on like Freddy mode. I didn't have the makeup on or nothing. I just had the sweater on and some like paper like things on my fingers for like the glove or whatever. It was pretty cool. Oh my god, dude, the hype behind this movie was so good, and the movie was amazing. That was like one of the coolest movie theater experiences ever. The theater was packed. We all had a good time. We were like, oh, we were all like, who's gonna win? Oh, Freddy's gonna win. No, Jason's gonna win. Oh, Jason brought Freddy out in the real world. Now Freddy can get hurt. So we're like, oh man, this is gonna be wild. And it's all bloody and gory and graphic and amazing. Oh my god. And it was just one of the coolest times of my life, being however old I was. So when did that come out? 2003, so I was 13. And yeah, it was amazing. And then when it came out, like I got the soundtrack. I got both soundtrack. I got the soundtrack with all the like the artist music on it, like the rock music and whatever. And then I also had to get the score. So I had both of those. I had to make sure I got both of those, and I was like always listening to each one all over and over constantly. And then, of course, when the DVD came out, that's all I watched. I pretty much killed that DVD from watching it so many damn times. And then all me and all my friends, we would all come over. We would have popcorn and all the lights off, and we would just watch it. And then just me being me, I would like start like because I'd be bored most of the time, and so I'd put the movie on, put on like key scenes of the movie, and just act like I was Freddy fighting an imaginary Jason, and just having fun. When you're a kid, you're always having fun doing crazy shit like that. So yeah, Freddy Krueger is my favorite. I recently found out about the Freddy vs. Jason 2, which would have had Ash from Evil Dead in it. And I remember hearing about that way back when. And I was like, oh man, forget Ash. Who's this guy? I don't, because I didn't know what Evil Dead was at the time. And like now hearing about that script that could have been Freddy versus Jason versus Ash. Obviously, I read the comics, so I was like, oh dude, this is dope. But hearing the actual script that would have been the movie, oh my god, I would have loved the hell out of it. Now, back then, I would have hated it probably because Freddy loses. But now I would have been all for it, and it would have been amazing. But yeah, this is only the beginning of my Halloween and horror stories and Freddy Krueger stuff. I've got a cool one coming up next about involving Freddy. So yeah, and of course, like every time, like let me throw something else in here, little nugget of Freddy Krueger. So for Halloween, I dressed up as Freddy once. And I had like, well, no, more than once actually, obviously, but this one when I was like, well, this kind of ties into the next story a little bit, but anyway, I've been Freddy many times for Halloween. I've had different variations of the glove. The old, like I would make like trace my hand out on paper, draw draw the glove, and then cut the my hand print out and tape it to my hand, and I was like acting like, "Oh, I'm Freddy, ooh," and so then I eventually got like like the plastic one, and then years later I got like a heavier duty plastic one that looked like more realistic and was way better, and then I eventually got the all metal, dull bladed, non sharpened bladed remake glove, which was amazing. I definitely want to get a new Freddy glove at some point because it's been a while. I need to get me a new actual Freddy glove because Freddy's just the coolest. And I hope we get more Freddy. Robert Englund is saying that he wants Kevin Bacon to be Freddy, which, oh my god, that would be amazing. Anything with Freddy, I'm like, let's do it, man, because we don't have any Freddy content. It's all like Michael lately. But I hope we get more Freddy content soon because it's just awesome. And yeah, I love all the movies, the good ones, the bad ones. I love all of them. I don't care what anyone says. I love all the movies. Even the remake, yes, I know a lot of people hate it because they're looking through freaking nostalgia glasses and they can't see other one other than Robert Englund playing the character, which get out of that because Robert Englund's not Freddy anymore. So yeah, that's just gonna happen. Robert can't be playing Freddy forever, so suck it up, Buttercup, and get used to someone else playing him. So anyway, I'm blabbing. There you go. There's my uh, quick story time about the opening night of Freddy vs. Jason at the movie theater, which was amazing. And that's it. I'm blabbing. If you guys like the content, check out my other story times. I got a playlist on it. Go check out my other content, original film content, narrator anthology series with the Closet Creatures episode 1 and the Abductors, which is episode 2. Go check out my other original films, Lunatic 1, Lunatic 2. I might be making something for Lunatic 3. I might be bringing out a little teaser. You never know. We'll see. Fan film content, video game content on the channel, compilations, and just random funny stuff. Music stuff with the original stuff that I've made all on my iPad Pro in GarageBand. And we're coming to the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys for the next story time or whatever else I decide to make. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it.